Assalamu alaikum friends. Friends, today I'll be talking about a few mistakes that generally foreigners do when investing in Turkey. The most common mistake that generally foreigners do when investing in Turkey is they keep their personal choices or preferences when they are shortlisting an apartment. But let me tell you, 95% of the consumers of local Turkish real estate, whether it is buying or renting, are local Turkish people. So rather than your personal choice, I would always recommend you should think like a local Turk. You should think, what is the demand in the market, what exactly is the local preference, what is the parameters that locals keep in mind when they want to buy a property, what is the parameter that locals keep when they rent a property. This will help you a lot, especially when you want to resell your property or when you want to exit from the real estate that you possess or when you want to rent. One of the most common mistakes that foreigners do is they invest in a property and then they appoint an attorney to apply for residency and citizenship. Especially for those people who want to apply for citizenship or residency, I always advise them that before you buy a property, the moment you shortlist a property, you can appoint an attorney at the same time. These lawyers give you a package wherein they do the due diligence of these properties at the same cost. They do not charge you anything extra. So what I would always recommend is the moment you shortlist a property, shortlist an attorney who will even help you in transferring the title deed, doing the due diligence of the property and applying for your citizenship as well. Another mistake that a lot of foreigners do is there is a possibility that the country they are coming from, the commercial real estates in their country would be very attractive. But especially after pandemic, there is a shift in demand for commercial real estate. High street shops are not that attractive anymore because especially after pandemic, there is a huge demand for online shopping. A lot of people are not actually buying a lot from high street stores. They are actually clicking and ordering from their homes as well. Istanbul is a city wherein you've got huge demand of housing. There is a shortage of housing, especially if you want to rent. Residential real estate is something that you can rent very easily. So I would always recommend, especially when you are starting new, you don't have very good info about the demand of commercial real estate, the safest option is to buy residential real estate. Another most common mistake that a lot of foreigners do is they assume that the local renting laws of their country and Turkey would be the same. The renting laws of Turkey might be different from your country. So everybody should, before letting their property, should research a bit about the letting laws in Turkey. So let us help y'all from our experience. We've been doing this work for last 6 years. We've managed a lot of properties. If you have any queries, any doubts about residency, citizenship or investing in Turkey, do reach us on our WhatsApp. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.